It's clear when you see my channel, you have a decent idea that I'm a fan of a particular anime series.
Hey, stop! Why?
It's a Gundam. He's just a piece of crap.
Mobile Suit Gundam was Japan's answer to Star Wars, created by Yoshiyuki Tomino, the father of Real Robot. Back in the day, everything was Super Robot. I'll explain the logistics later. Tomino grew up in post-World War II era Japan, which clearly shaped the themes around the UC Gundam universe. I'm not touching on alternate timelines and alternate universes, but I will say the Gundam Wing Frozen Teardrop video was absolute cinema. Yes! As a Gundam fan, the live-action movie is something I have little to no faith in. Hollywood adaptations of animes are a real hit or miss, more miss than hit. Every legacy anime that Hollywood has tried to adapt into a film, such as Ghost in the Shell or Dragon Ball Z, are usually monumental pieces of shit that fail to encapsulate the genre-defining stories and characters. Animes that have become part of the cultural zeitgeist and swept across the globe are harder to translate and oftentimes repeatedly imitated by modern media. Look at, Akira. And expectations for these animes are always high. Rarely are such projects given to people or companies that truly understand or love the franchise at hand. Let's just get into this as quickly as possible because I got a life I want to lead. The live-action Gundam movie was originally linked to Netflix, and I'm sure that the popularity of the model kits taking off during COVID, all of a sudden everybody was into it, was a huge catalyst for a live-action adaptation.
Live-action Gundam movie switches its director and ditches Netflix.
The long and the short of this article is that the director, Jordan Vogt-Roberts, was attached to, obviously, direct the live-action Netflix adaptation of the Gundam movie. But Requiem for Vengeance was a massive flop, which any Gundam fan could have taken a look at and saw coming a mile away. The Gundam TV show was made in the Unreal 5 engine instead of animating it. Already, this is blasphemy. Once again, we get another Western adaptation disaster, and the worst part is, they redesigned classic mobile suits in the absolute worst way possible. Good lord. And one of the female character designs looks like it's the type of woman that yell at me about free Palpatine when I'm just trying to buy something at Dunkin' Donuts.
Free
Wellington.
If anyone had a sliver of brains working on this project, they would have opted with the designs from Gundam Origin, the more modern take of the classic one-year war that started everything. It would have been absolute peak, dude. Instead, they gave us these art student trying to subvert expectation designs that most Gundam fans memory hold within 1 year and hopped onto Gundam G-Quox. We're not getting into that right now. Only a fool tries to redesign perfection.
Previously, Netflix was going to handle the distribution of the live-action movie along with Jordan Vogt-Roberts attached to direct. However, now that Gundam Requiem for Vengeance has finally been released and it hasn't exactly done all that great, it appears that the prior setup has now been dropped in favor of a new director with no involvement from Netflix.
Smart move.
As Hollywood Deadline reported, the new director, Jim Mickle, and I think that is an interesting and good choice. Not that Jordan Vogt-Roberts was a bad choice, as he clearly cared about Gundam, but he was likely collateral damage with how Requiem for Vengeance landed in terms of its recent view count. Mickle will also produce the new Gundam live-action movie along with his partner, Linda Morin, which bodes well as their Sweet Tooth drama has been genuinely and consistently excellent.
Never heard of it.
Sweet Tooth is also a noteworthy work because it shares some parallels with how it deals with young protagonists, which is important and a core staple of the Gundam saga.
That's like the only thing most Westerners remember about Gundam. Oh, it's about young people. April 1st, Sydney Sweeney was linked to star in the Gundam movie. It was the summer of Sweeney, to be honest with you. She had bath soap, she had jeans, she was in Euphoria. People either loved or hated her for whatever reason that was beyond me to take enough time to care about.
Sydney Sweeney sets up to lead upcoming Gundam live-action film.
And so Can you imagine how many lives this is going to be saving?
I can't say she blew me away in Madam Web, and Euphoria looks lame and gay, so I'll never watch it. Not to mention her boxing movie, Christie, got KO'd within the first week of release. So off the rip, I knew I was in for another round of Watch Something You Love Die, my favorite reality TV show, which there is no escape. Of course, people tag me a few hundred times over the course of months, but I'm gonna be real with you. Sorry, unless Sydney Sweeney wants to slob on my weenie, I don't care about her existence. And just because she has nice knockers doesn't mean she's a great actress or she's gonna make the Gundam movie great again.
Based.
Listen, the best live-action Gundam I've ever seen in my life was Ready Player One, and I highly doubt the Gundam movie will have that energy. And then the other shoe dropped.
Noah Centineo of Black Adam is currently in talks to appear in the Hollywood live-action film adaptation of Mobile Suit Gundam, starring Sydney Sweeney. Details are unclear, but it seems the story will take a Romeo and Juliet-like approach, directed by Jim Mickle of Under the Silver Lake.
Didn't see it.
Produced by Bandai Namco and Legacy of Pacific Rim.
You probably don't know who this guy is, unless you're a Zoomer woman, or for some ungodly reason, you remember him in Black Adam, the movie famous for being so bad it killed the DCEU. Let's get into it. Noah's most famous for starring in absolute bangers, such as Burgess is a Loser.
Are you sure this is gonna work? No. Oh my god, good answer.
Hey.
Hey. So, how was your day?
You know what? The audio's not synced to the video like at all.
Maybe we should try again another time?
Yeah, sure.
Can't believe it actually worked.
Gay.
To all the boys I've loved before.
My letters are my most secret possessions. I write them when I have a crush so intense, I don't know what else to do. There are 5 total. Peter, the most popular guy in school. Kenny from camp. Lucas from homecoming. What are you doing? Nothing.
He's kinda gay.
And arguably, the Citizen Kane of teen made-for-TV movies on Netflix, The Perfect Date. He was absolutely scrumptious in this role.
Your cousin?
What?
I'll take your cousin to the dance.
Why? What would you get out of it?
I'd get the payment you were talking about, and I get to take your car.
You got a suit?
Is this your job?
No.
It should be. Troubled rich girls in need of a chaperone. It could be big business here.
I figured out how to get the money I need to go to Yale. I'm offering my services as a chaperone for whatever it is that girls want. Hey.
He's gay!
Basically, he is a Netflix actor. So, once again, since Bandai Namco is involved, I'm going to be real with you, it kind of makes sense that it's like this. They're like scraping the bottom of the barrel because Bandai is the master of bad ideas. As much as I love the Gundam franchise, Bandai does a fantastic job of doing the absolute worst ideas they can think of, dude. But that's for another video. The live-action Gundam film could be a better CGI version of G-Savior at this point, to be real with you. Now, I heard rumors that they wanted to take this movie in an 8th MS team direction or approach, which technically could work. And it supports the lovers separated by factions Romeo and Juliet theme in Shiro Amada and Aina Sahalin. If he's running around as Shiro Amada, I'll jump out a window. If this is done correctly, it could be a hit film. But would they really capture the gritty nature and the human aspect of 8th MS Team? And it's a story that needed a whole anime to unfold. To chop it into bits and stuff it into like a 2-hour would do it a disservice. Not to mention, would Hollywood, the people producing this, be smart enough not to with peak design? The Ground Gundam is beautiful in its simplicity. As a mass-produced version of the RX-782 Gundam, or an upgraded version of the RGM-79GM, or GM, they would need little revamping, if any at all. You know, give it the Gundam Origins treatment. You slightly modernize it just a little bit. It's like enough where you go, it's different, but it's still the same.
Same, but different. But still same.
Listen, the beauty of 8th MS Team is how the story focused on people and showcased amazing mecha combat. It didn't really glorify war, but to say that the Gulf versus the 8th MS Team fight while he takes out the gun tanks wasn't one of the most badass anime mecha fight scenes of all time would be a lie. On another level, it technically takes place during the 1-year war, so they could explain the Gundam lore and the Gundam project itself or the Zabi family in passing, and then make a prequel film or something later on, if they don't screw it up. That's the big caveat. And you know that every major Hollywood company wants to have their own universe of films since the MCU. Add in the fact that Gundam is massive everywhere else in the world except America. And they'll have an international franchise to just print money with, and then make a ton of movies that will probably eventually start to suck. But realistically, they'll screw it up, dumb it down, girl boss it, and diversify it to appeal to the modern audience that rarely goes to see films. And then they'll scrap it when it bombs and blame the toxic YouTubers for their poor writing and character development. It's a tale as old as time. And I would then add in Beyond the Time by TMT Nation, the ending theme for Char's counterattack, but I'm not in the mood for copyrights. Mo Ichido,